Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chelsea-Alana. This video is basically going to be about coming into your femininity and 5 tips to help you come into your femininity. For those who don't know, I am an author as well as a social media specialist and the founder of Black Women in Luxury on Clubhouse. So I'm gonna have all the links and everything below. And if you're feeling this video, if you're liking the personality and the information that I'm giving, please feel free to give a thumbs up as well as a comment below. And of course, hit the subscribe button. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm actually trying something new today. I'm recording in a kind of like a different setup part of my house. I'm just trying to see like the vibe of where I'm gonna be talking about my femininity videos. About a year ago, I decided to embrace my feminine energy and privately, and now I feel like I'm at a stage in my development where I'm able to share some tips with you guys. And so these are some of my personal tips that I use to help me fall in line with my feminine energy. Okay, so tip number 1 is the art of persuasion. I always used to think that because I was an Aquarius that I could persuade people into doing anything that I wanted them to do, or at least to agree with me. And I really feel as though that is a very strenuous art of femininity that I feel like a lot of women need to develop, the art of persuasion. And so persuasion is not where you're pulling someone along and you're saying, hey, think like me, agree with me, but it's kind of a way of speaking to where the person feels like you're being empathetic, to which people will automatically be empathetic to you, which will of course work in your benefit. And it's not much of manipulation, but like I said, of how you speak and your mannerisms and using your art of feminine energy to persuade people to do what you want them to do when it benefits you. So my second tip is obviously seduction. Seduction doesn't always have to lead to the encouragement of a man. A lot of the times other women are seduced by other women by your mannerisms, the way you dress, the little ways you kind of, surround yourself with. And really using your sex appeal to kind of motivate people into wanting to be around you as well as wanting to support you. Tip number 3 is developing a sense of charisma. I have fabulous charisma. I have okay charisma. And so what charisma is kind of goes into the art of persuading people into wanting to vibe with you, wanting to be around with you, even if your ideologies don't match them. Having that sense of charisma and the gift to gab, it really gets you far in a lot of places, especially in the workplace and as well as in education and schooling. And so developing a charisma to where you're not wanting to be like a pick-me and wanting to be uber friendly, but staying true to yourself, but also being, appealing to other people and a way of networking and friendship. My 4th tip is the eye of perception. People always talk about the evil eye. They always talk about intuition. There's people on here who believe that they are an empath. Perception is very important when it comes to a woman. Being able to identify traits, especially character traits in other men and other females, is truly important in where you kind of foresee in hindsight if something is going to be beneficial to you. Like if you're working on a job and you notice that you were really strenuous, had a strenuous relationship with like a coworker or a supervisor, and then your friends introduce you to someone else to meet or someone else to date, and you notice that they have similar characteristics that kind of remind you of that person that you had a strenuous relationship with, you need to use your eye of perception to know that that is not going to work. A lot of people try to use the 80-20 rule for every situation. Sometimes you have to be able to listen to your intuition and your gut feeling and kind of nip it in the bud as soon as possible. And lastly, my last tip is to talk about being gentle. Being a Black woman from New York, a lot of the times my tone sometimes gets misconstrued as being aggressive or angry, and that's one of the motivations I had to come into my feminine energy. And so being gentle when you're speaking to people, but still being firm when it comes to talking about your point is really helpful to lead you into feminine energy. When you are gentle and in control of your emotions, when you're talking with someone or maybe having a debate or argument, not an argument, but of course a debate, it allows you to have a sense of control. When people are getting anxious or they're wanting to prove a point, sometimes they talk really fast or sometimes they talk really high paced, and they say things that aren't really intelligent or don't have any connection to their original point. And when you are a gentle person and you speak softly and you speak slowly and you speak with intent, it allows you to have control of the conversation. And when people talk about you in a negative manner, I feel as though when you're known to be soft and when you're known to be gentle, a lot of people don't believe it. They don't believe it. There were times in school I would get into physical altercations with other girls, and I would get into arguments with people. And because I was so... Back then I was in my superficial feminine energy, so I always used to dress in like dresses and have like little, you know, accent pieces and long hair and things like that. People believed that I was just very soft and very gentle, and so when I would get reprimanded by teachers, they would just look at these rough and aggressive girls, and then they look at me and they're like, oh, there's no way that she was the problem. And now that I'm older, I can look back and say, you know, my mouth got me in trouble. But being gentle kept me from getting harsh repercussions. So these are my tips to helping women come into their feminine energy. And I'm going to be coming out with a lot more of these videos. I want them to be genuine and true. There are a lot of feminine energy videos that are coming out right now, and hypergamy videos. And I want to only speak on things that have honestly benefited me and have gotten me through working and through relationships with friends and things like that. And so I only want to discuss things that I know are you know, beneficial to people. So if you like this video, if you want to hear more about my feminine journey, like I said, make sure to like and comment and of course subscribe. So I'll see you guys next time.